Welcome on in, guys. Happy Friday evening. This is the last Friday of our spring break. So, spring break 2020, going crazy. And I mean, it's been a legit spring break in the fact that it's been filled with family and we didn't have to do schoolwork. It's been a legit spring break.
Oh, got it. My bad.
Got it. Mayor's got it. What's up, Max?
What's up, Max?
By now, my kids hate my guts. So tired.
Yeah. That'll do that to you. And hello, all the guys in the chat. The bearded buffer, he's over in Grand Haven, Michigan. We got Doug, Kevin, bearded hillbilly. We got Matt. We got Pete, Billy, Adam,
Leo. We got a good mic, Leo. Leo's here.
Leo's in here. What's up, Leo? We had a stream the other morning, and it was interesting to bring out the different countries that have the different time zones. We had like Malaysia, we had the UK, we had India. So that was kind of cool to see just the different parts of the world coming out for that different time zone, because it's super late or like in the middle of the morning, like in the UK and other places.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that 24-hour. Yeah. Good evening,
cheers,
guys.
Detroit Grooming. I'm assuming that's Mike over there. Give us a super chat. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Mike's at home with a young child as well, and he's creating some content for their YouTube channel. And I believe him and his son actually started a toy review channel. So they, I think, got that one going again and making it happen there. So what's up, teachers? Yeah, for anybody that has not joined us on a Friday night, this is week 4, right? That we've done this.
This is third with Todd.
Okay.
TMD. 4th week. We did the first time from the basement in my previous studio.
Okay, that's right. And so we all teach together. This is I'll drop this comment off here so you guys can see their names. This is TMD below me, and he is rocking the beard stash. This is the mayor to the side of me. TMD, how's the beard stash going in life? What are you thinking? It's a week later, the mustache is looking stronger than ever. So what's going on in the beard stash world?
It's coming along pretty well. I'm kind of doing a 2-guard on the side now. Just felt like the one was hitting it down too much, and really not touching the beard stash at all. I think it's starting to be a little more in control, where I could just certainly kind of just keep playing with it, and but it's coming along, and I think, as this becomes more pronounced and it just keep this at the 2, it definitely goes with the whole beard stash theme there.
Yeah, I'm growing my mustache out currently too, and it does. You go through like a period where it's short and manageable, then you get into this awkward phase and they just want to curl everywhere in your mouth, all over the place, and then it almost gets to a place where you're like, oh, all right, yeah, I gotta get to do what I want now.
Right.
Yep. And then the mayor, he is rocking. Mayor, we got a long beard here. We got a beard stash down there. What beard style, what beard classification would you say?
Well, I would it be too full of myself to call it the mayor?
We gotta give it a classic category. If someone were to say describe your beard,
it's a business beard, I think.
Okay, I would go business beard too. A burly business beard.
Yeah, with thickness. Now with more improved thickness.
Definitely thickness.
You got a little pillow there.
Yeah.
Guys, all night, any questions? Beard, father, teaching, life, anything at all, fire away. That's going to kind of drive what we're doing here tonight. No agenda, no plans, no anything. Like I said, we're on spring break. And starting off, Cody Jewell says, any advice on beard washes? Well, we all 3 have one in common that we love. TMD, you want to talk about what beard wash you enjoy?
The LCW there. It's just it's the best, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Beard Octane's LCW is phenomenal. We have Detroit Grooming. They have a great beard wash. There's also a great beard and body bar from Beard Octane. That's great. Honest Amish makes a really good beard and body bar. There's a lot of good options out there for beard wash. So that's a good thing. Just stick away. We had on stream the other night, the mayor and myself, a lawyer buddy of mine, and he hit us with, I'm using Dial soap.
Whoa.
Right out the gate.
Yeah. So you don't want to go with that one there.
Yeah.
Whoa,
What
man,
the heck?
getting crazy in here. Gary
Oh,
Lewis says
Gary?
Chick-fil-A next week on me. Only caveat, y'all got to vlog the journey. All right, you got it. I don't know about next week. Gary, maybe the week after. I was just telling these guys we're going to try and avoid food out to eat for the next week, 2 weeks, because of it's supposed to peak here in Michigan within the next 2 weeks, and having the baby and stuff. But we will do that. I will not forget about that. That will happen. Gary, it'll probably be an IG series, we'll say there. So thank you, man. I'll make sure I tell Sam so I don't forget. And that's been kind of our plan, is the next 2 weeks or so we're going to try and plan on we did a huge grocery trip. I spent over $500 on groceries a few days ago. We're going to try and not go out in the next week to 2 weeks, see how far we can push it, and just really avoid somehow, some way. Violet isn't feeling well today. We don't know if it's a cold or if there's no temp or anything like that. So we don't think it's any virus, but it's either a cold or allergies, and we're not sure. And that'll kind of shake you to your core, when your baby's congested and stuff with all this stuff going on. So we're kind of like, you know what, let's we haven't been going out. We haven't been doing really anything, especially the last couple of days. But let's buckle down right now. Let's get this going down and get that kind of under wraps there. So we will make that happen, Gary, for sure, but just probably not this week. So
yeah.
That's our plan over the next 2 weeks. You guys have anything? I know we kind of briefly talked about it beforehand, but Mayor, you guys, what are your thoughts on the next week, 2 weeks here in Michigan?
Same as you. This is I know that this is the time where we're a hot spot. We're pretty much a hot spot as far as as hot as I'd like. It's hotter than I'd ever wanted to be, even in our area. So we're gonna just stay home. We did do we've been doing a plan ahead, days in advance, pick up at a grocery store and kind of just add to it as we go through the week. So we have another one on Sunday, having just done one last Saturday or Sunday, or maybe Monday. But once a week, we're getting hit with groceries. But I got to give Betsy a lot of credit. She's got us still living pretty good as far as that goes.
Good. TMD?
I may need to enlist Betsy's aid, because I am horrible at that. And in all honesty, you're talking to a guy who was, I probably would, and the grocery store is within walking distance. So, I was usually hitting the grocery store about 2 to 3 days, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need a gallon of milk. Here, let me run up there. Hey, I need to go get this. And so to go from something like that to having to plan out a week, possibly 2 weeks, this is just absolute horrible.
Well, and let's be honest, that Pokemon Go lifestyle, a little bit of, I'll go run up to the store, hit a few stops. Kind of, this is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
It's the opposite. Yeah. So, and to my credit, I have some, a refrigerator that has at least some things in it that could get us through, and more than it's ever had before. So I'm doing better, but
that's good.
I've got to work on it.
Yeah.
A couple questions here. What's better, fellas, beard wash or pine tar soap? Connor, I'm going to hit you with both. I work them in rotation. Pine tar soap is very stripping, extremely lathering. It's going to take all of the oils, your natural oils, to build up a wax, any salt, any dirt, anything in there, any viruses. It's going to really, really clean. A beard wash is going to do a similar thing, but not likely be as stripping. So I like to have a balance, maybe every 2 times wash, and then the third time pine tar, somewhere in that type of rotation. And then GoHab says, DanC, pine tar versus charcoal. They have very similar characteristics. They are both more on the stripping side. Charcoal, you got to be very careful with the ratio and the amount you use in the product, but that's more on the company side. And they have different qualities, though. Charcoal has the ability to remove toxins and draw them out of your skin, as opposed to pine tar, which is just going to kind of wipe the board clean. So similar, but a couple different things to see really kind of what works for you guys. And if you guys have any questions, make sure you fire them, and we may miss some here and there. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're going through. And Race to the Front says, how does the Beard and Body Bar compare to Pine Tar soap? Less stripping. It would be more like a daily type wash. It's really nice. Mayor, have you had Beard Octane's Beard and Body Bar?
No, I have not tried that. I was going to interject that I have a Pine Tar I got from Bearded Crew that I really liked, and I use every 3 days. Whole body though. I actually don't even use it for my beard ever. I use different. I've got LCW or like the Whiskey and Hardtex Greenhorn or things like that I'll use as well. But
Okay.
I do not use the Pine Tar for the beard itself.
Okay.
It's super harsh. I just feel like it might really, really dry it out.
Okay. Yeah, I highly recommend it once every other week, once a month or so. It's an amazing reset for your beard, especially if anybody out there uses wax. Wax is very tricky to get out of your beard. A normal wash usually is not going to do a great job of that. So I highly recommend that Pine Tar in beard. Honest Amish Beard and Body, a stripping wash. It is more on the stripping side, yes. I would not say it's the most stripping. It's not a Pine Tar, but it's definitely on the more stripping one. Nathan or anybody, if you guys are looking for kind of specifics with oil, balm, butters, shoot us messages. You can hit me up on Instagram, and I can give you those ones as we go through. We don't want to get into too many specifics there, but more kind of general questions on products and anything that we got going on in the world, in our lives, any of that stuff. It seemed like last week was the week of the Tiger King, and I felt like it kind of slowed down a little bit this week. Everyone's kind of watched it. They've been able to almost decompress from that. And what about you guys? What have you been doing? Let's start out with like shows, or what have you been watching this last week to entertain yourselves?
Go ahead, TMD.
For me, I never watched. I kind of like dark dramas. That's for me. I've always liked just, I don't know, things that are just a little on the dark side. So Westworld, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Kind of digging into the second season, and so. I watched the first Tiger King. I'll probably go back to it, but it's just so different for me. My mind can't go that direction at this point. So I'm going to probably wait on it, and I'll come back. So let that mind drift there, baby.
I would say that is a no mind needed. No mind, never mind. That
turn off.
Yeah, because nobody else is thinking.
No, nobody in that. Yeah, the first episode was a ride, but I've certainly got something to look forward to.
So they're talking about obviously making that into a movie, and I think Danny McBride would make, if anybody knows Kenny Powers, Danny McBride, Assistant Principals, obviously Eastbound and Down, all those shows. I think Danny McBride would make the perfect Joe Exotic.
Oh my God. Better than that. Eddie Murphy. He's all of them. He plays Joe Exotic. He plays Carol. Eddie Murphy. He's everybody. Like in The Nutty Professor. He's around the table. They're all at the table, and he's every one of them. Or maybe Jack Black, if you want to, do it that way. But there's maybe Mimi from the Drew Carey show, if she's still around. Do you remember that? Did you ever watch that show? She could be Carol.
Carol, right? Yeah.
Yep. Well, Mayor, what about you? What have you been watching this last week? I know you're a connoisseur of shows and movies.
Ozark. We finished the Tiger King. Ozark. Ozark. I love.
Where at? Season 3 yet?
2.
Okay.
Wait, no, yeah. I think we're just into season 2, maybe, or just at the end of season 1. It's crazy. But I can't give. You probably would know, but I don't want to spoil it for people that want to.
Yeah.
And then we have shows, Betsy and I shows, and we have Mayor bath time shows or exercising shows. And right now I'm doing the series Weeds, the old.
Oh yeah. Drug dealer mom.
Yeah. It's really interesting. That's my me time. Betsy does like Law and Order a lot, or that show where, hi Betsy. Where the people, she's coming by the studio. What's that show where like
Kevin Brock suggested David Spade for
right? She's looking.
I thought that was pretty good.
She's looking through the windows. We actually do have windows, but it's not like fancy or anything like that. But then we have she watches like what do they call it when like 30-day or 40-day fiance? I don't know why she loves the show, but it's like where two people are. Oh, she can't. Oh, I can't help you with the remote, honey. She can't find the remote to turn. I think she wants to turn me off or something. That's another story. She likes 90-Day Fiance. I'm big into weeds right now. Ozark. And then there was a new Netflix show that came up that was about the drug labs in I guess it's all drug. Is Ozark drug thing? Yeah, kind of. It's all the drug labs in Maryland, Massachusetts, where like the two drug testing labs in the state, Massachusetts were like both crooked, and like they both had a technician that was like using drugs, not really testing samples for the courts for like 10 years. And there was a new thing that popped up on Netflix, and it's pretty interesting, pretty crazy. All these convictions are being flipped over and overturned because of this. They have to go back and look at everything they signed off on. Like she put like soap in for the evidence that, I'll take the heroin and make something look like it and put it back in the baggie.
Okay, that's good. I do love those kind of shows. Mr. Pete's Face asks, what would you say is a medium beard length when you don't need a mirror to check for when don't you need a mirror to check for split ends? So this is kind of how I classify beards. I would say short beards or business beards are ones that still contour to your face. So like the mayor, his beard still wraps around his face. I believe you become a medium beard when your beard starts laying flat and pointing to the ground.
Okay.
So instead of rolling around his chin, it would hang down. I would say that starts the medium one. And then a long beard is probably in the range from your lower lip to about 6 inches or so. I would say that is, once you get about 6 inches for a beard, you're getting into the long beard category. So that would be what I thought there. Gentlemen, what do you guys have in beard tonight? TMD, what you rocking?
I've got the Husky morning coffee. Husky
Ooh,
beard.
nice.
Yeah, I don't know, for some reason I love that smell. That is just such a good smell, and it'll stay with you for a good part of the day. And I even do the cream at night too, which I just love. I need to get some more of that. I think, can we do a DanC on that, or to get like 10% off or something like that? Or
What's that?
Do they have a deal for that? Like
Husky?
The Husky like products?
Yeah, DanC 15, all caps.
15. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I need to get a little bit more, but boy, I love that stuff. So,
what scent was it? The morning?
The morning coffee. Yeah.
Okay, and you like it in the butter too, the beard cream?
I do like the cream too. Yeah, I like the cream and oil. So
cool. All right, Mayor.
Jim Bob's Grizzly Beard Care products, and this is the Gentleman, and it's a mid-range, I think, cologne scent. So pretty strong for that. I love it though.
Nice.
It's good feel. And then earlier this evening before my pre-show bath, I did use that. After that, I used the Mueller butter again.
Nice. I am rocking Broke Donkey Beard Co. Southern Peach and Rolled Tobacco, I think is the name of it. So it's got a nice little blend, nice little balance in there. If you haven't already in the chat, throw in what you guys have in beard today. We've got some mixers out there. Vinny P getting crazy said 1912 mixed with the Tobacconist with Silky Smooth neutral. So that's kind of a big thing. I'm a purist by trade because I have to test products, so I can't really mix them because I want to know what it's like when you're trying a product to get the pureness out of it. But a lot of guys like to take, whether it's two oils, mix them together, or an oil of one company and scent, and then a balm or butter of another company and scent, and mix them to get something that they like, and it's almost like a game, like see what they can create.
That's
like
awesome.
cotton. It's like cotton candy. The pink and the blue swirl is always the best.
Yeah.
Or like kids when they get their first freedom to use the fountain pop. They're like,
oh yeah.
See what they can make out of that.
Okay.
So yeah, that's gonna be that's an experience there. And if you guys have any even like personal questions like that, just simply hit us, even if it's like about pop or anything. Dan, what hat is that? This was the limited edition Branded Bills DanC Shadow Camo hat So it's all blacked out. You got to be up close and personal to kind of see. But if you know, you know. So that's the big one. I am too, but I use. Oh, dang! You did it by accident. That's hilarious. that is hilarious. There. Now, if we are at a restaurant and they have the ultimate pop machine and it's a fountain pop, what are you picking for your perfect pop? And yes, everyone in the chat, it is a pop. It's not a Coke. It's not a soda. It's a pop.
Are you talking about the fancy like?
Yep, but it's Coke. It's Pepsi. It's got everything. Under one.
Every brand.
Yep.
I don't think I'd ever get out of that place.
You got to pick one.
No.
Your first one. What are you going?
Dr. Pepper.
Just straight Dr. Pepper? You can add a little cherry?
Am I going to add a splash of petunia?
Ooh.
Straight up.
Okay.
I'm still thinking, man. I don't know.
I'm with you, and I like his add-on of cherry. Dr. Pepper is amazing, but cherry Dr. Pepper takes it to that next level.
Really?
I'm gonna if I'm going caffeine, I'm gonna go cherry Coke and add a little vanilla. If I don't need that fired upness, I'm gonna go Sprite, and I'm just gonna add it could be grape, it could be cherry, I could throw strawberry in there. I could do all three, you know. But I like Sprite with a little bit.
Crazy.
If I got the unlimited fountain options, I am going Mr. Pibb with cherry.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah. And then I love me some Code Red Mountain Dew, especially in the fountain. It just gives you that little bit of like that. It's nice. Like that's so good. So I like it.
Dan seemed to always know where the best machines were too.
Yep.
I mean, you would say, like sometimes I would say, well, I'm going up to Q-Dope, and he'd go, yeah, they've got some really good soda machine, or they got a really good machine there, and I wouldn't even have thought of that. I mean, wouldn't even considered it. But you are a connoisseur of machines.
I'm the connoisseur of the bubbles, the pop, the fizz. There are certain restaurants, Mexican restaurants, always have the best ratio of syrup to carbonation. It's amazing there. And some places are like bull crap, like B-Dubs. They have the worst pop in the planet. Their ratio is just garbage. Applebee's, don't even let me through your door. Like you guys are just absolutely worthless. But like Qdoba is good. All right, here's a good question. All right, what is your ultimate pop? Like Sam, it has to be a fountain pop from McDonald's. Like it's got to be fountain pop. For me, I like in the bottle. I like a Mountain Dew. When the mayor comes over on Wednesdays, which has been so long, I like the bottle. That is my ultimate. I take that over fountain. I take that over can. All right.
I'm a can man.
Really?
Wow. So we cover the gamut here. We got fountain, we got bottle, and we got can.
I'm just gonna add to that though. The ultimate pop experience is a glass bottle of Mexican Coca-Cola.
And that's what Vinny P said. He's right there with you. He said Mexican Coke in the glass bottle.
Yep. So you get like 8 to 10 out. They're not very big, but the glass bottle Coca-Cola classic.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, good too.
Benny likes the Mexican Coke in the glass bottle. Yeah, that's got that cane sugar in it.
Yeah. I used to get that when I'd go up. Like everyone's got like their random things, right? I used to get that when I'd go up north to see my grandparents when I was younger, and we get a glass bottle of Coke, and then we would Mexican Coke, Buffalo Todd, not that kind. We're talking about the beverage, and I would get the little boxes of the candy cigarettes. Do you remember those?
Did you get the chewy kind or the bubble gum with the little confectioner sugar wrapped with a paper around it where you could?
No. The white kind that would like dissolve in your mouth.
Yeah, those are good too.
So good.
I feel like the other ones were better though, personally.
Oh no. I would do like the bubblegum cigar on a special occasion, but I loved those. And it's so funny to think back, like, dang, they were pretty much like advertising kids to start smoking with those things. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Good
Jay
evening.
Mason, my buddy over there, he said, mullet brothers out here the same. That's right. Jay's one of my mullet inspirations. Like I don't know if you guys know, but I did a first go around of a mullet and I bailed because I wasn't getting what I wanted out of it. And Jay started with me, and then when I stopped, he continued, and he's killing it. He's got a great mullet going.
So what did you do then? Did you trim it back or what?
Yeah, I went to like my normal shorter cut and bailed on it because my hair was like a block of cheese back there. It was just growing out. It was just growing fat. And I like refused to style it. I'm like, I like styling my beard. I don't style my hair. I'm a man. And then I like had to succumb and I got rid of it. But then Sam one day was like, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I missed the mullet. And I was like, what? So I started the path back to the mullet, and I use my round brush, and I go back there. I put the little curls in it, and it's better than ever. Better than ever.
Hey, we're getting close. Me or Betsy's gonna be trimming the boys' hair. Any tips on that? Because I've never done that before, but everything's closed.
So I trim my own hair. I cut my own hair. I have since high school. Sam actually cuts the boys' hair. I can as well, but Sam cuts the boys' hair. Oh man, I don't know where I would even begin on tips. It's almost one of those things you just dive in and kind of figure it out. Use guards, scissors on the top, but guards are so much easier if you can get that short, and they keep it pretty short. So
yeah, well, Owen's gonna be tough though because he's got like the half short, and then he's got the full over.
No,
right?
That's easier.
Okay,
that's much easier.
Trim this up like scissors.
Yep,
and then kind of use a guard on the short side.
Yeah, and start bigger, work your way smaller as you go.
And I think you were the one who talked about it to me, Dan. And I had a trimmer set with guards and everything, and I'd never really used it. So then when I think you had mentioned it because you recently got a haircut I thought looked good, and you said I did it myself, and so I kind of talked me through it, and it's exactly like you said. I mean, you just kind of work your way back. I mean, I start with a 5,
same
6 guard, and I just kind of go from the top, and I actually went with 4 this time, just a couple of days ago, and
I like it.
Kind of worked my way back down to where I was doing the 2 on the side. So, but yeah, I mean, start big and work your way down.
Yeah, yep, spot on. All right, guys, this is another big debate in the Command household. So I have a loofah where I put liquid body wash on, but I also have body bar soaps, and I kind of rotate between them. I despise a wash rag. That creeps me out. I don't like wash rags. So I go loofah with liquid soap, sud it up. But then 2-3 times a week, usually when I'm feeling a little bit lazier, I go bar soap, but I go straight bar on body. Bar, body, clean. Sam will not use the same bar soap as me because of that, and she hates the bar soap, and rags are outlawed in this house. I won't even bend on that one. So where are you guys at with the body washing?
Go ahead, TMD. Tell us how does the foghorn get clean?
Yeah, I'm bar to body. I've always been bar to body. There are some loofahs in the house. My kids use them, but I've always been bar to body, and I don't know. I used to use ivory.
I do.
Now to preface this, guys, he is a bath man.
You don't know where this is going. Don't assume. No, I go straight. Okay, I do loofah and liquid soap 2 days in a row. Then I hit pine tar bar straight up on the body, and I'm done. Yeah, there's no washcloth involved. And I grew up in a washcloth culture at my house. Like that was the thing. But there's some stuff going on there that, yeah. So I don't usually use the washcloth. So I do the little like loofah thing for the liquid soap, and then I do straight bar to body.
Okay. And Mayor, what's the cleaning process like in a bath? Like, do you when you're done? Not you. I'm not talking about cleaning you. Cleaning the bath afterwards.
Oh,
what is that like? Because I was listening to a podcast today, and a guy gave me a horrific story about a bathtub, and I'm not even going to go there. But what's your cleaning process like?
I have a few things we have going on, but the thing that works first of all, there's a sprayer so let's say it's drained out and you got your grime in. I always at least rerun the water to fresh wash it down, but we also have a sprayer you can spray around, and kind of just spray everything down the sides and make sure it carries out the drain. With the jacuzzi jets and stuff that you can get some you got to get in there. I found that the Mr. Clean's magic eraser pads are really good, amazing for that.
Dude, those are magic.
They are.
They'll take crayons off the wall, crayons off the table, anything.
They are truly as magic as we have here.
Like crazy magic. And I love this. Terry says, I'm glad we had this topic. My wife convinced me that I was weird. Turns out she's weird. Sam does the same. For some reason, girls do not like that bar to body. They don't like doing that one.
A big thing for me has been the storage of my the pine tar soap. I finally got the right breed. I think you might have given it to me.
Yeah, the wood one.
It lets the air get underneath it so it dries out, because I get at least twice as long out of a bar of soap with having the right kind of holder for it.
Yeah.
And when you're paying real money, those things, a good bar of soap isn't cheap. Totally worth it. Totally recommend that.
Yeah. Pro tip on bar soap is quarter it before you use it. And that way you're only exposing 1/4 of it when you're using it, and the rest stays completely conserved. So that's a good one. And someone asked, what's a good liquid soap you use? My body soap, I actually use FBW, Face Body Wash from Beard Octane. That's my main one that I'm using right now. We also use a company called Jason, and it's got some of the fancy little dots, I think, over the O. So it's like Jason or something like that. I don't know. But that one's a pretty good one too. So
I got to say, when I answer, I have to say a bad word. Cremo body wash. It's really good. They have some good scents. I like.
No, I've heard Cremo, and he says it's a bad word because we hate Cremo in the beard community. Their beard stuff's not good. I've heard they have great shaving stuff and body stuff. So I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. Yeah. Yep. I think you're safe. I think you're safe there. So I've heard that they do well on both of those things. So that's you're good to go. But yeah, the body bar soap is a raging debate in our household, because I'll try a good soap. I'm like, babe, you gotta use this. It feels amazing. And she's like, did you use it? I'm like, yep. She's like, nope.
You nasty.
Yeah, nasty. Another cool thing, I dropped in a video today, my review for Epic Beards. They threw me some of these combs, and the cool thing with this comb is it's a Chicago Combs company. And do you guys know what this is made out of?
I almost
Plastic,
looked,
but
did you say it looks plastic.
It is not plastic.
Is it not? It's not an oxhorn or something like that.
Not oxhorn. The chat knows, I'm sure.
Carbon fiber.
What's that?
Carbon fiber.
It is. These are carbon fiber combs.
Ooh.
So I had never experienced carbon fiber myself personally. I've seen it on cars and all that stuff. I knew what it was. So I was shocked at how light these were. I was expecting carbon fiber to be like a metal for some reason. That was what I thought in my head. They're like air, but they're really strong, and I really like them. They're really, really cool combs. They're polished. They're really well done. There's nothing there that's gonna hurt you. And so, yeah, it's a Chicago comb. They have a patent on this design and everything, but Epic Beards did a collab with them, or just branding deal with them, I guess you could say. I don't know if this will. I guess it will a little bit. Epic Beards there. And so they're pretty cool. That was a new one to me, is to get a carbon fiber comb. And again, before the beard world, how would have you ever expected yourself to use carbon fiber combs, oxhorn combs, buffalo combs, wood combs, cellulose, acetate, Kent combs? Like, that's crazy, crazy, crazy.
I actually had a carbon fiber wallet for a while. I actually bought a few of them. They're pretty expensive. They were expensive when they came out.
I remember you have that one.
Super lightweight. Problem was, it was such a strong yet lightweight product that if it put too much in the wallet, it broke the credit cards. Because it held up. But like me sitting on it, and moving around. It was the things they gave were the cards. It was crazy.
Leo, I don't think so. I think these are hand polished, just like the Kent combs. And no, Leo's a Kent comb fan. So no, I don't see any seams here as I use the light in front of me to kind of look at it, and they glide really nicely. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool. And Mayor, we have Adams in the chat today. He picked up some more really hot jerky, and it's being sent our way.
Oh.
So
I finished the Jalapeno volcano. I have not revisited the Carolina Killa.
Hey, there's always tonight.
You know what? I kind of was thinking I had it in the pantry. I was kind of wondering. I just put it in there. I wondered maybe the kids are gonna get desperate in the morning before they get up early so they can get some uninterrupted Fortnite time. I could just see Luke or Owen popping a piece of it and going down for real. That'd be our alarm clock that day.
Yeah. Now, I think tonight might be the night for you. You gotta revisit. I'm contemplating my move right now. I got some beverages looking at me. I got some snacks looking at me. It's hitting about that time where I'm getting hungry. So, my mind's playing out. I might see where you go with it. So,
I had not planned on partaking at all. But you tell me. You set the tone.
Sean says, anyone know how long Kent combs have been around? Chat, see if anybody can find that answer. I know for a very, very long time. Leo says, can you feel a seam with your fingernail pushing across it horizontally? No. Nope, no seam there. And like I said, I have a light right in front of me, Leo. So it's I got a circle light right here. I would be able to see if there was one, and it does not appear that there are any seams on here. So yeah, no, it's just interesting the things you learn by getting into having a beard and stuff that you would have never thought about, would have never imagined. Obviously, I'm on an extreme at 1777
for Kent combs.
Yeah,
that's ancient.
I can't even I'm a history teacher, and I can't even wrap my head around that. They've lasted that long. They're from England, I believe, so that makes sense that they got a little bit more over there for some history, because for us it's that's not looking too possible. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
Hamilton had a Kent comb in his back pocket.
Right.
Yeah. Josh asks, where can I get these hats? These were unfortunately a limited edition, and they are retired forever. So this shadow camo is donezo. It was kind of the thing that was a valuable purchase, and we did a really cool combo deal with it and everything. So this particular one is in the hall. It is retired. It's no longer up. So sorry, my man.
You get asked about that hat every time. You get asked every time you've got that on.
Yep, every single time. Yeah, it's a popular one, and I knew that, but it sometimes you got to leave it like that. You got to keep that going. So I always remember my dad's brownish comb. It had to be a Kent comb. I believe it 100% there. So Mayor, with this journey with the beards, we've also partaken on this journey of jerky. Would you say your love of jerky has increased? Do you have a newfound respect for hot jerky? What's your thoughts on your jerky journey?
Let me just tell you this, and I hope Betsy's done watching. I've become a jerkasaur for sure, jerk face. But I spent over $100 on a jerky purchase a couple days ago.
Oh wow!
You don't know anything more about it. You'll find out.
Wow!
But does that tell you right there?
Yeah, that answers the question.
I like my jerky. So something big in the works. I don't want to say too much.
I feel like I feel like I know, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
You do. You might know. But you don't know how big I go.
Oh, wow. I've been dreaming about those, by the way.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm contemplating what I want. That wouldn't even be a question if there was some of those sitting in the fridge. Like the perfect balance. So yes, I am full-blown jerky. I'm the same way. I'm online looking at jerky. I talk to Adam, I think, every day online about jerky. And I'm into it, man. I'm into it big time right now. Like super, super into it right now. TMD, what about you? Are you a jerky guy?
I'm not really. I guess I watch. I mean, I occasionally have it, but I'm a neophyte.
Okay.
So you're
Just
through the
don't-
door. You just Do you like hot stuff, Todd?
I do like it. It'll make me sweat, and it'll definitely put on a show for anybody watching. But but I do like it. I like the taste of it. I like Indian food. I like
Yeah,
some
that's true.
Korean food. I'm as far as spices, I like the taste of it. But like I said, it'll do a number on me.
It'll
But
mess you up.
it'll mess me up. But I do like it.
Yeah, John, you've mentioned the Sturgis a while now. Send me a message, John, right now, and I'll reply and get you that shipping address. We would love to feature it on here. And then, guys in the chat, what's a good hot jerky box? So we've had a couple different brands. The one the mayor has right now is Wicked Cuts. That was sent by Adam. That one was I loved my sriracha one, and you said it was really hot.
Yeah, I had two. I had the volcanic jalapeno, and that's already gone. That was good. And then I had the Carolina Killa. I could go get it. You guys want to see what it looked like?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. And then our one from last week. Oh man, Maggie's from Ohio. Do you guys remember what the one from last week was? I think it was Maggie's from Ohio. Dan, have you been looking for different types of bacon jerky? I actually had some on Wednesday. Ryan, it was my first form of bacon jerky. So that's a big one. And Big Heck, what we're looking for is local jerky manufacturers. We have people like John who's going to send us a local jerky to him. Adam has done the same. We had Helds out of Wisconsin. We're always looking for local jerky. That's our main thing that we want. So that's awesome. And TMD, your fiance likes hot food, right?
She does. Yeah, she can take it pretty well. She's Taiwanese, and so she is an excellent. That doesn't make her a cook by being, but she is an excellent cook, and she can just about make anything you want, and she can spice it up as much as you want. So I'm certainly. I think just because of her, I'm much more explorative. I think when it comes to my food, and I do like all kinds of food and spicy. I like it spicy. If someone were to come up to me and ask, "I want it spicy?" I usually don't shy away from that. But
Okay.
one of the things, one spicy dish I usually get is mapo tofu, which is a tofu dish, and it's got some kick to it.
And Wayne says, Dan, you seem kind of itchy tonight. Everything okay? Well, we spent most of the day outside, and we were running, we were wrestling, we were rolling around on the grass. So I probably have some parasites on me or something. So yeah, I probably am itchy. I was going to be like, no, I'm good. But now to think about it, I was really sweaty. It's beautiful here in Michigan today.
So that's the Carolina Reaper seeds that you see on there.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have to dabble into that, boy. TMD, take this wherever you would like. Mr. Billy remembered you, thinking about you, and he said, how are the fiance and kids doing with the COVID-19 scare?
Well, thanks, Billy. I appreciate that. She's doing well. She's kind of made her way through it, I think. She just has such a good regimen anyways, with the way she eats and the way she, I think just her day-to-day life. And so she managed it really well and handled it, and she got through it. I think she's pretty much on the other side of it at this point. So, but yeah, and I think to that point, it's probably going to become more and more rare to not have someone in our circle to not have it. I mean, my own kids, their mother has it, and so that's why the kids are with me for an extended period of time, and we're just trying to wait it out so that she doesn't have any more symptoms. But it's going to be where somebody probably in our immediate circle is going to have it. So it's commonplace.
And the mayor has something right now. He's got the hot jerky going.
I just had a sliver, and it's still just nasty, just mean. It's disrespectful. Maybe I disrespected him by taking such a small amount. But,
You guys don't want another case of what you had last week.
Oh,
I'm ready. I'm ready for the heat, man. I'm ready for the heat. There's John W. All right, I'm gonna send John the message here. So awesome, man. Thank you, John. It would be an honor to try that out. I've not heard of that company before you, but apparently it's pretty popular, and a lot of people have liked that Sturgis company.
And
So,
we do like jerky that doesn't like destroy our lives as well. It doesn't have to be sake in the what heat level.
right. I think Adam Bates said it really well. He said flavor over heat, but heat can be fun too.
Agree. Yes.
Okay. And Vinny P, and I think Vinny, I apologize. I guess I missed this comment on a stream recently, but someone mentioned it to me, and I genuinely didn't even see it. But he said, "Speaking of COVID, thanks for the prayers for my sister. She's out of the hospital on Sunday and good to go." That's great to hear, Vinny, man. Great to hear over there. So yeah. Wayne says, "Nice to hear the weather and the family time, Dan." Yeah, man. Today was perfect. Yesterday was really nice. I think I'm going to grab a snack here, guys. TMD, you want to start it off, then kick it to the mayor for, have you guys gotten out and done any outdoor activities?
I took last couple of days, I've taken a really good big walk. I think we've talked about it on the show before. We like Pokemon Go, and of all things, it used to be kind of one of the reasons why I would get out and do a walk. And I kind of started playing again with that in mind. I mean, we play from home a lot, but, it used to be that whole adventure. You'd get out and, find something new. And at this point, for me, it gives me a reason to get out and go for a nice walk, try to catch something maybe I haven't caught before. And I know it's kind of funny, but we all love it. But and sometimes we play each other at home, but at least it originated when we would go for these long walks and get some exercise. So, and I definitely need it.
I don't like playing against you. You got too good.
Oh,
it's not even fun. If I can't win,
typings.
No, it's good. I usually take it easy on you.
Yeah,
right.
You've always been there. That's how he got his nickname. I mean, he pretty much ruled this town. We couldn't even budge.
I'm a catcher, not a fighter.
That's right.
Collector.
I don't want to be a collector. Thank you. Yes, let's be clear. Now,
did you get outside at all?
We spent almost the whole day outside, slowly clean. My dad made us. We had how long? I'll give you the medium story. Growing up, we had ash trees in our backyard, and they got emerald ash boring beetles. And my dad they were just huge, big trees. And he had them, rather than just when we had to lose them, we had to have them chopped down. He milled the lumber, and rather than just having it thrown out, he had a guy come and paid him to mill it. He kept it in his barn, and he made us a bird feeder out of it. And I got that back out because I've really been enjoying, we pay more attention to what's around our house. So I put the bird feeder up. The boys played around the house all day. Betsy and the boys wrote some messages at the end of the driveway, for the medical people, our neighbors that have to go to work every day and put their lives at risk. We got the cars out. Luke's the kid, literally just took a whole roll of my painter's tape and sat in the garage all day taping things together, like leaves on sticks on shields, and had he went and found some kind of a geode and he taped it to the end of the staff, and he has this magic wand. So he's 7 and having a great time. And Betsy does her yard work. Betsy, the way she does yard work, and I don't think she wasn't watching when I looked earlier. So this is my wife's yard work. Clean, generate the giant pile of brush, and then expect me to make it disappear. Huge piles in the middle of my lawn, and with no plan on how they're going to be handled. But she gets it out of where she doesn't want it, and then just leave. So we have that today. Yeah, we have a giant brush pile in the backyard, and no plan for dealing with it.
Yeah, what's tomorrow?
Deal with the big brush pile and not say anything that's going to get me in trouble. keep my mouth shut. I'm so bad at it. Maybe I get it out here, maybe I won't say it over there. I don't know. I'll probably haul it. I mean, we do have leaf stuff. I actually have 3 80-gallon garbage cans. I could probably put one in there. But we're in the city, so our leaf and our yard waste pickup, I don't think has started yet. We have an old golf course behind us with some wooded areas. I could probably sneak it back there too, but I got to find out something because Mama cleaned up the yard.
Yeah, are you in the city? Are you allowed to burn it? I don't think so.
Our neighbors have a fire pit, but it's more like a hangout fire pit than it is like a burn brush. I don't know. I don't even know. It's not done very often, if at all.
Right. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we did everything outside today. We had the boys on the trampoline. We played soccer. We played baseball. We went for a walk. The boys rode their bikes. We did it all. It was absolutely awesome. I kind of organized the garage, got some stuff going, and we're hitting a funny spot because Jax is like freakishly like quick at picking things up and just gets things. Like I've been posting on Instagram. I've never showed him anything, and he has like a Ken Griffey Jr. swing in baseball. Like it's just downright beautiful and perfect. And you'll throw him 3 balls and not a joke, crack, 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 and he's just like crushing these balls. And Maddox is more so like a normal kid. I would like say like a little above average, and he does some things really well. But like Jax is straight up better than him at like baseball. And so we're at this like weird moment where Maddox can like see that and feel that, even though we're trying to like not let it get to him too much. But dude, Jax is just crushing, and then Maddox gets all pissed and runs off, and it's just like, Jax will hit 3 home runs, and then I'll do the same thing with Maddox, and he'll miss 3 in a row, and it's like, oh my gosh. So that's been interesting with going out.
Wow.
Yeah, I had Owen kicked. He booted the soccer ball at me like a lob, and I was picking up after Luke, so I had a big old style wooden bat. I couldn't help it, but I took a big swing at that soccer ball, and it came by, and it was like slow motion Sandlot as that soccer ball's flying towards our kitchen window. Like I thought we were gonna have to, I don't know, get the window replaced, but ended up just putting a big dent in Eve's trough instead. So, but it was an awesome hit, man. I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
When you get those dad moments, it feels great. Yeah, I've had a couple flex moments too, and Sam's like, "Dang," and I'm like, "Still got it." Yeah. You gotta let them know once in a while on those ones. Somebody, where did they go? Somebody else, Mr. Bearded Beta says, Dan, what hat is that? Always get asked. This one is the Shadow Camo DanCBearded Bills. It was a limited edition run and is no longer available. Very, very exclusive on that one. So,
I know. Nope. Rocking some hats. You guys always have a hat on.
We gotta get you in the hat game, TMD.
You prefer to wear hats, though? Like, are you a baseball? I don't see you wearing a lot.
Yeah, I mean, when I take
you wear them on walks, right?
I will wear it on a walk just because I get burned up here. But yeah, I need to start rocking a hat. Gary asked me what movies I've been watching lately. I've been kind of on a Farrelly kick. I went I even got the kids to watch some of it. But we watched Something About Mary lately. I love that movie. And then probably going to watch Kingpin here because I love that movie too. But that's kind of where I've been going. I just
I watched Joe Rogan's podcast, his newest one, or no, second to newest one, and he was talking about going down the path of old movies. He talked about Kingpin. He talked about Adam Sandler movies. He said Adam Sandler movies are so underrated. And then he said, you did some more, Mayor?
Yeah.
How is it?
Too much. Like, I want to settle in. I want to be friends. And it just, the first thing it does is sit down at the table with me and swear in my face. Might as well.
Right.
Yeah. What'd you guys have for dinner tonight, TMD?
I really haven't even had dinner yet. I had some leftover. I made some rice with like a turkey. And I put green onions in it and some corn and stuff like that. And it's, I made a ton of it, so there's been a lot of leftovers, but that was kind of where I've been so far. How about you guys?
We had some good meals today. We usually like to do our bigger meal at lunch. It's just kind of easier. And so we usually kind of fend for ourselves at dinner, but we did 2 like sit down meal all together today. And for lunch, all 4 of us had steak, fried or just potatoes in the oven, and French cut green beans. That was delicious. And then for dinner, we do like this just George Foreman chicken, brown rice, and then a mix of vegetables, like fresh vegetables, zucchini, broccoli. Sam likes peppers, and then carrots. And we have that probably every other night. Like Sam's really big on it. It's pretty healthy and it's delicious. So we had a couple good meals today.
Good.
We did. Fridays are it has fallen into being our one meal from outside the house. So we actually did like Grubhub or one of the other one that's like Grubhub, and we had freaking unbelievable burgers today. And that was
that place.
Yeah, first time we had anything from there, outside the house in a week. We've done it 1 delivery meal a week every Friday. Just kind of morale boost for the troops and all that. So we did that. I had leftover sausage and Betsy made a really good like spicy soup. It was like like a kind of a red bait. I don't know. I had that for lunch, leftovers, and my kids will go like they'll eat late. The way it's been going, Betsy's been kind of sleeping in a little bit later than me. The boys will eat a late breakfast when I get up if I give them a bowl of cereal or something like that. And our whole day is getting pushed, sliding back. It's kind of crazy.
And it's not going anywhere. This is for us until at least the last week of August.
Right.
That's crazy. Now, Mayor, you normally teach summer school.
Yeah.
Did you have any plans of teaching summer school this year? Because I kind of remember you saying that it was probably you were done with it, but did you have plans of that or anything?
I was still. I'm enjoying my beard time more. I feel like, honestly, what it comes down to is my mom is 68. Just turned 69 actually. Wow. And if I go and work for 2 weeks and bring in whatever I bring in, it's just. I don't want to put that on her anymore. So I was going to kind of bow out of that anyways this year. I don't think it's going to be an option, but I've done it. I've taught, and then I've done summer school for, let's see, my 19th year teaching. I've done it for 18 years summer school in some way.
Wow. That's wild. TMD, did you ever teach summer school?
Never did. No. For a time I was, I had a title called the Instructional Technology Facilitator, and that was for about a little bit more than 6 years, and I worked throughout the year at that time. But that's the most I've done when I had, essentially a real full-time job that didn't have the summers off. So, but I've never taught in the summer.
Okay, yeah, me either. I coached every summer for the last very long time, 13 years or so, but I've never taught summer school. I never wanted to. The mayor's gone through the valley and peaks of summer school, whether it's been like the traditional or online and all that stuff. So the mayor's seen it all.
Yeah, I've actually started summer school before I incarnate a nearby district before I even started teaching in Grand Blanc.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so it was like old hat with me, and that was back when we would go like all summer. I'd come home from college and do that at my mom's school. It was good experience, all good. Summer, it's important for some kids that don't have the resources at home, but like this has been surreal. Like getting settled into being in the home and just this life is different.
So wild. It's going by so fast to think that, Mayor, this has been the 4th Friday for us, no school, and we've streamed for 4 Fridays, Mayor.
And this was the first, when we did the first one where it brought me in remotely. Was it a Friday? It was that Friday, wasn't it? March 13th, Friday the 13th, I think was our first one where I wasn't in studio. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been 4 or 3. This is our 4th time, so it's been 3 weeks. Is that how it works? 21 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's wild. And a lot of people are in different situations because it'll depend on when they go back for work. We kind of know at the very minimum when we go back to work is that last week of August. And I've tried to wrap my mind around that. Like, this is the new normal. This was going to be my first summer, not coaching. I had already announced that, which I'm glad about because even if I didn't need the money, if I had planned on coaching and it was canceled, my mind works so in a terrible way with money. I would have been beating my mind up about it the whole time. Like I would have been like, oh, I'm the money, but I'm glad I made that choice. But it's almost like this is like, I don't know. It's just changed the whole thing, man. It's just so crazy to think that this is the new normal. That alarm is off for a long time, especially with having kids, especially with having my wife at home and stuff. It's bizarre, right? They're speaking about old movies and stuff. I would like to quote an old song. How bizarre. It's just, it's hard. It's hard to wrap my mind around.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Making me crazy. Every time I look around.
Yeah. Now, TMD, you have a fiance that lives on the other side of the country.
Yep.
Have you guys had any conversations about hopes, any conversations about plans for, hey, how is this going to work? How has that gone for your perspective with talking to your fiance that's long distance right now?
Well, we've upped our times that we have discussions and chats. We used to do it about 4 times a week. We had a regular schedule. And we talk for about an hour, usually later at night because it's 3-hour time difference. And so we've upped it. We usually talk about 5 or 6 times a week now. And but yeah, I mean, I had to cancel a flight. I was supposed to go out and see her for spring break, part of it. I was going to take one of my kids with me, but yeah, I canceled that, and that has been part of the discussion. It's one of those things that's frustrating for both of us because we're, potentially we may not see each other for a while. So it really depends heavily on, the conversations that we have, and being a teacher, there is some advantages there because we might get a 2-week. Well, we do get a 2-week winter break, and so I'm with my kids for half of that, and then the other half of it I usually head out and spend some time with her. So because we're teachers, we do have some advantages in terms of our time off. But at this point right now, being stay in place and not flying, I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to go see her, I'm going to probably have to get in my vehicle and make a cross-country trip. Realistically, but even that is, 2 to 3 days or 4 days if you're, taking it casual. But usually you want to hustle to get out there. It just makes everything more difficult. So
right,
yeah, and they're having a throwdown in the chat of 80s movies, and they're just going at it, trying to top each other there. I know a few of them probably have up the top 100 80s movies.
I said Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Love that show.
So yeah, any favorites from you guys on 80s movies? I got to be honest, I was just a baby during the 80s, so I don't got much.
I'm Better Off Dead. Tim hooked me up with Better Off Dead.
Oh,
it is John Cusack. Because my boys like to ski. Better Off Dead was a John Cusack movie. It had Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, whatever his name is. It had
all-time classic. When he redoes that car.
Oh yeah. Language lessons.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
But for 80s, I don't know. Yeah, Breakfast Club is Betsy's big one. Weird Science. She's like definitely Breakfast Club, and what's 16 Candles? I can't even. I don't even think I ever watched the whole thing. It's too. I
love 16. I would consider that to be one of my top.
Yeah.
Probably in the top 20. I think it's got to be up there. It's awesome.
Yeah, Animal House Animal House is huge. I was in a fraternity in college, and that was like to our great demise modeled a lot of our behaviors after what we saw in that show.
That was your holy grail.
It was, yeah. Like if it, it could be completely out against 14 laws, but if it was what the guy in Animal House did, then it was, oh, well, that's why he did it, And
We watched.
not always the best.
Yeah, somebody mentioned 3 O'Clock High. We just watched that. I think it was last week. My kids and I said, let's watch this. That is such a good movie. If you guys have you seen that, Dan?
I got it. I can't even say I've heard of it.
Oh my
Fast
goodness.
Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, Fast. I thought you said 3 a.m. High. Yes, I have seen that. Yes.
No, it's called 3 O'Clock High.
Okay, no, I don't know that one. I know the one the mayor said, but I don't know 3 o'clock high.
It's just an awesome flick. I mean, like I said, we just watched it here like a week ago. I sat my kids down. They really enjoyed it. At least my eldest did, my high schooler. But yeah, I love that flick.
Huh.
So you guys look into it. It's a great. It's essentially. I mean, I think a lot of guys go through that rite of passage, especially in high school where they get in a fight and somebody challenges them and it's all about this. And so this guy comes into the school and he's got a reputation and he's going to fight this, and all this guy wants to do is interview him, and I won't spoil the story, but essentially the guy says, "You and me, 3 o'clock," and of course he goes through the whole day trying to get out of this fight, and it's just this. And I tell you what, watch the cinematography with this film. It's amazing. That's a diamond in the rough right there. You guys got to watch that.
3 o'clock high.
3 O'Clock High.
All right. I'll do that.
I think this break is giving people a chance to kind of go back and rediscover things that they once loved or they overlooked and stuff. And like I said, Joe Rogan had the same conversation. He was like, we kind of casted Adam Sandler off as being this like joke comedian. He wasn't funny. He goes, if you watch his movies, he said, they are funny, like legit funny and stuff. So it's interesting to see how everybody's evaluating, like how many people have busted out games out of the closet that haven't seen the light of day.
Yeah. I walk around, to sum it up for me, I walk around my house and I look at all the things and projects that I have to do. I wonder how I ever left before, because there's so much, like, why do I have all this stuff that I would never have gotten to?
Yeah.
It kind of really is I think I've been reflecting a little bit about what I need and what I want, and getting rid of some of the clutter in my life.
Yeah. Now I have two things I have noticed. One I've touched on before and the other one I haven't. So I'll see what you guys have thoughts on these two. One I've noticed, the one that I've mentioned, and it's even more so. Before this stream, I tripped upstairs as I was going to get something. And then when I went to get my jerky and drink, I tripped right here. I'm losing a step on a few things. My knife is not as sharp as when I'm teaching and when I'm going to work every day. It just is not, period. On many aspects of my life. My channel, dialed in. My live stream, dialed in. But the simple stuff that I feel I get from teaching and being a career man, I feel like I'm losing. And then the second thing, you talk about all those projects and stuff, and you guys know me really well. I crank out projects, and I almost feel like when I get into a working mind, I just keep going, and I keep going. Right now, I'm having a harder time getting motivated with those things. Like we got the trampoline, and Sam was like, do you want to go put it? We bought like the stakes, to anchor it down and everything. She was like, do you want to go do that? And I'm like, I don't really want to go do it. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? It's like putting stakes in a trampoline, but I feel like my motivation on simple things has lowered. But if I was teaching, I would have been like, oh yeah, boom, let's knock it out. Let's go. Bang, bang, bang. So I don't know if you guys have thoughts on either of those points.
Well, I think that's, we used to talk about that, when people are busier, they just manage their time better. And so you've got this extra time on your hands. And because of that, you're focusing in on things maybe that you'd like to spend more time with, like the channel or what have you. But for me, yeah, you're right. I mean, if I have a lot of time to while away, gonna while it away.
Yeah.
I don't know where this metaphor comes from, but think of us like, it sounds like Dan, you're going through what I am. Like I'm like a big cat. Like I need to get out. I need the safari, the savannah. I need to be chasing gazelles out there, stretching my legs. And if I'm here, if I'm in my cage, in a way, yeah, some of those gross motor skills, those fine motor skills they're gonna get less and less. I'm just laying around. My meals are being brought to me.
I've got this
want to be
chasing a gazelle down, and I just can't get it out of my head right now.
No, I say dumb things. I mess up when I'm talking, like stuff that I don't usually do, and it happens. And Sam is an amazing wife and like calls me out on them and like makes fun of me for it. And I need that. And I'm like, I stumbled. I'm like, did I just say that? Like, what is wrong with me? So I'm like losing a step on everything.
Yeah, my kids, I gotta really watch my mouth because I'm getting the movies that I'm pushing the boundaries. Like they're coming too close to my friends that I like. I gotta watch like what Betsy's pretty good about keeping me in check to them as much as she can, but she can't be everywhere. And I can't, I've been relating to my kids, and it's ultimately I say it jokingly because I think it's a good thing, but like these guys are they're like my audience, and some of my little comments and things, I'm pushing the boundaries right now with my appropriateness, some of the movie picks and things like that. We've been doing kind of a rotating movie night where everybody picks one each. Pretty much every night we have either that or we try to do Monopoly, but Luke's still, he had to give me part. He landed. What am I going to say? He landed on Pennsylvania Avenue with 2 houses. He didn't have much money. All he had was property. So I took Park Place off his hands. He sat and cried for like a good 7. He's 7 years old. Good 7 minutes for the 7-year-old. And we're trying to get him to mortgage Boardwalk so he can pay his rent. And he just doesn't like the harsh reality of Monopoly. His game may be over.
Ooh. Dukes.
Yeah, I finished my other bag. I was over there. I put it back once. And I was like, no, I can't dip into another bag. And I said, you know what? Yes, I can. It's a meat. I'm a man. I'm eating it.
And I think that our motivation is just kind of because we know there's pretty much it's uncertain when this even ends. We like, why not tomorrow? Pace myself. One thing I do have to kind of get, and the last few days I've been good about it, is getting hitting that elliptical machine for at least 30 minutes a day. That's one thing. If I need a few things to hang my hat on each day at the end and say, this is something I accomplished and did. And so that's one that's big for me.
Now, are you listening or watching something while you're on the elliptical?
Right now it's weeds.
So you're watching it. You have like a iPad set up or something?
Yep. I just do the iPad. And I will watch it. I used to have headphones, but now I have children. So headphones are a pretty hot commodity. Who knows where they are between Luke's Zoom meeting and Owen's Zoom reading with his teacher, and their headphones and stuff are zooming all over the house and nowhere where I need them.
All right. Big question here, guys. Whoever wants to start and has an answer, take it. Who are your guys' favorite band? And I got to think about this one because I am a hip hop guy. So band is not as common of a term in my world, but I'll let either of you kind of go.
You ready,
Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys? Did you read their book?
I didn't read their book, though. I wouldn't mind.
It wasn't bad. Okay. Yeah, I could hook you up. Okay. I'm going to go for band. Just because of how my mom raised me on the Beatles. So as far as just admiring who they were in rock, the Beatles are like pioneers in a lot of different directions, and I was raised on it. So that's my favorite band, I would say. But we've as a family, we've been pumping a lot of music because we actually have deck speakers and garage speakers. So when we're outside, it's kind of nice. We can just pump music out there. Today we did a lot of Imagine Dragons, which was the boys' first rock concert 2 years ago. We went to that.
Yeah, they're good.
So they're good too. But the Beatles overall, been my big number one band.
Beatles. So I wasn't raised on classic rock like a lot of people. I did have the Beatles number one hits as I was growing up. Myself personally, I liked it. If I had to pick a band, I like Queen like a lot. like a lot. Sam got obsessed with Queen, and I kind of took it and ran with it, and I really, 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 really like Queen. That's a huge one. A more modern one, I like. I think it's Rob Thomas's band, but was Rob Thomas's band Third Eye Blind? No.
I don't know. Rob
Chat. Who was Rob Thomas's?
Counting Crows. No.
No. Who was Rob Thomas's band? Because I really like them. I want to say Third Eye Blind, but I got that Matchbox 20. That's what it is. I knew there was a number in it. Matchbox 20. I really enjoy Matchbox 20. I feel like they would have an amazing concert. So I like them. That would be my more kind of modern one. But yeah, definitely the Beatles. Definitely Queen. Queen is amazing. Their story is unreal. Holly said the movie was I'm obsessed with the movie. I think it's a great movie personally.
Yeah, it was good. I wasn't obsessed with it, but I guess their story is really something. I mean, it's an incredible band.
Yeah, I mean, wild. And speaking of times like that, I think we have one comparable with our current times when AIDS and HIV was coming through for the first time. I think there was some of that similar kind of panic that was going on, but as a random tangent there. But I'm not a huge bands guy. I'm not. I've never gone to like bands concerts or anything. Any concert I've gone to. Actually, I take that back. I went with my ex-girlfriend to Maroon 5 concert.
That'd be good.
It was cool. I knew the song. I mean, it was catchy. They're pop. The opening band did not come. The lead singer got sick, and so they the Maroon 5 covered the opening band, and they just did like karaoke. It was like call out a song, and they did it, which was kind of cool.
What was your guys' best live music experience? Most memorable, biggest name, whatever. What would you say? You want to think about it? Want me to tell you mine? Because I've got mine loaded up.
I've got mine loaded up, but yeah, go ahead, man.
Oh, it was Moby. Remember Moby?
Yeah, the weird looking dude.
Yeah, he did an Area 51. It was called Area 51, and it was The Roots, Incubus, Nelly Furtado, Moby played.
The Roots,
Outkast was there. That was the best experience I've ever had.
Andre.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I'm jealous. I've had two really different experiences with best shows. I really, really enjoyed the Big Sean homecoming concert in Detroit. He brought out randomly Drake and Nicki Minaj and all these big names. He brought out his mom and started crying. It was amazing. I'm super jealous of the Roots that you just said that. But I also saw in the beginning stages of her career, I saw Lady Gaga at the Rochester Theater. I don't know if you guys ever been to the Rochester Theater. Very small venue, very intimate, very amazing. Funny enough, listen to this. Before I even knew that this human existed, Samantha Command, at the time, Samantha Stewart, was at the same concert.
Really?
Two star-crossed lovers.
And we didn't even know each other. It was, years before we even met or knew who each other were, but we were both at that concert. We both saved our concert ticket, too, which is crazy.
Oh, that is awesome.
That was awesome. I was down with it. I went for a girl, full transparency, but I had a great time at the concert.
Absolutely. Doesn't matter how you get there, just that you do.
I went when I was younger. I went to some big concerts. I remember I went to a ZZ Top concert one time, and that was pretty amazing to me. I loved it. I had some really bad seats. I think it was I can't remember it was a huge venue. It could have been
Palace, maybe even, or
it was before the Palace. I think
Silverdome.
It could have been the Silverdome. It was just they packed them in, and I had really horrible seats, but they were such an amazing band. They had a good sound system there, at least at the time. But yeah, that was one of them I remember. Really
John reminds me of another great concert I went to. It was a free concert. Common. Do you guys know the rapper, actor Common?
Yep.
He did a concert in downtown Flint on the Flat Lot. And
Wow.
I was able, they only had so many spots, but it was free. And I knew some people and I was able to get in there. And he did a freestyle about Flint. And it was amazing. He rapped about like Dort Highway and rapped about Back to the Bricks and stuff. It was really, really cool. Oh, dang. Nick Bird went to an artist I love, Childish Gambino. And that would be an awesome one. Do you guys know who that is?
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a major actor, and he's saw anybody. Let's see at the chat who can get it first. No giveaway here, but what is Childish Gambino's real name? We share a nickname, you could say.
He was in that TV series. Wasn't he in Community or
Donald Glover? He was in Community. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. I think I know.
So, some people haven't put that together that he's a rapper. And then he's an actor as well. And he's had some crazy, like deep songs and stuff. Yeah, he's the producer of Atlanta. Oh my gosh, guys. If you're bored and you have not watched Dave on FXX yet, it's the story of Little Dicky. I've said it for the last like 3 or 4 live streams. You need to watch Dave. Oh my gosh, it's an amazing show. I can't stress it enough. There's 6 episodes in right now, you guys. Dave, the story of Little Dicky on FXX. It's an amazing show, you guys. So
check it out.
Like a docudrama or something like that, or
yes, it is loosely based on his life, and it's him playing it, and it is. Namik said Dave is hilarious. Me and Sam, like, we can't breathe. Like, we have to pause it and go back because we laugh so hard that we have to turn around. Oh my God, it's so good. You gotta watch Dave. Oh yeah, it is by no means appropriate, guys. Do not have your kids anywhere near it. It is not family friendly at all. But I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're 70. I don't care if you're 21. You're gonna appreciate Dave. It is so funny.
Your kids, your TMD, your kids are lurking. Like whenever you want to do something, they're lurking. Like you can't just. What's that like? You can't just watch. You can't just. You're not gonna be. Let's say you're in the mood to watch like Showgirls. Elizabeth. Some Saved by the Bell messed up like drama from there. You want to throw in Showgirls? You're gonna have to explain that. Would you even do that during the day?
Yeah, I have to kind of be careful at this point. I mean, I have an iPad, so I can watch, what I want to watch in my.
Because then you're the dad watching Showgirls in your bedroom with your iPad.
But in that sense, I can't really put it on the big screen. So yeah, it's tough when you're all sequestered in the same home, and you've got to kind of watch what you're putting in the face of everybody else. So respect everybody else's space.
Holly, you're right. Nobody ever wanted to watch Showgirls. After about 10 minutes, they were over it.
Bearded Dragon said that was a great choice. So yeah, great question on the concert and stuff. If you guys have other random questions like that, let us know. What was your guys' first car?
Okay. All right. Let's go way back to when TMD first learned to drive.
Right.
It wasn't black and white like the kids say, right? It was full color life. Are we going? We're going back
first.
Not the color of your car, but like life was not just black and white. It wasn't that far back.
I'm 50. I think I mentioned in the stream before. So, I started driving back in the 80s. So it was a long time ago. Yeah, the big 5.0. My first car, believe it or not, was a 1965 Chevy Nova, sometimes called a Chevy 2. And I begged my family. I got a loan for it. My mom co-signed for it. And I worked a job and I paid for it. And I took good care of it. But I loved it. And yeah, it was awesome. So I had drag racing with it. So.
All right, I'll go next just because Pete said an Isuzu Trooper. Most random answer. My first car was an Isuzu Rodeo.
Nice.
So, little bit of a story here. I turned 16. We didn't have a lot of money, but when I turned 14, my dad got a better job, started to get more money. When I turned 16, like the 2 weeks before I turned 16, my dad got a company vehicle. And that was like the big thing. He got a company vehicle.
Wow.
And so they bought me a car. I had to pay for insurance. I had to pay for gas. I had to pay for all that stuff. Neither of my sisters got a car. So I think they like realized they couldn't like afford it or something, but I got a car. I got this Isuzu Rodeo. Well, within a month of my birthday, I was actually, it was longer than that. It was well longer than that, but I was young. I was a new driver and I was driving on the highway. A semi came in. They think he fell asleep at the wheel, cut me off into my lane and clipped my wheel and clipped my turn. And this is the brain I'm talking about here. I've told this story probably 10,000 times. I can't think of the proper term for it, but my turning axle or whatever it's called, I sound like an idiot right now, but the thing that allows you to turn, and it wasn't working. And all of a sudden I see myself going 75 miles per hour square into the median. And I just smashed. I had a traumatized cornea. I had broken ribs. I had a punctured lung, went to the hospital. Awful. My parents had to come pick me up. And I had to stay in Bay City Hospital, like St. Mary's in Bay City. And the car was totaled. Boom. My parents kind of broke even on it. And at that time, my dad had just got that new company car. And we had a minivan before then. And my dad kind of realized that he could put, let's put a turbo on it for us. So yeah, this is what I had. It was I had a turbo on this thing. It was crazy. But my dad said, you got two choices now. You can either take our old minivan and not have any payments, or you can go buy yourself a new car. So I'm like 16 years old in so many months. And I go, I'll take the minivan. And so from like 16 to like 21, I rocked a white minivan and rocked the heck out of it, man. I loved it. I'll never forget. We went to Canada to go to a club one time because in Michigan, you can't drink till you're 21. But in Canada, you can drink at 19. So that's what a lot of people do. So we went over to Canada. And to go to Canada through through Detroit, you go through the tunnel. I'm driving my white minivan because I can fit all my friends in it. And we're stuck on traffic on the way back. We had a great time. I didn't drink, but all my friends did. So that's why we went there. And these girls pull up next to us, and they're in this pimped out like Range Rover. And look over, and they're like laughing at us. And I'm like, are they laughing at my minivan? And so I pull up like a little bit farther. I hit the button, and the door opens up, and it's my buddy like waving at him. And I roll my window down. I was like, yeah, your car can't do that. And so I rocked a minivan for most of my early adulthood.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My first car that I drove was an 86 Buick Skylark. The first time they ever had a digital, like it was the first car that GM made that had a digital like speedometer.
You fancy.
And it had like a little alien head like console. And like I remember like I had to super glue the windshield wiper thing. The actual lever was snapped. Like Holly was talking about earlier, like the ceiling was kind of falling down.
Oh,
like
and every time you hit it, dust and everything would come down like crazy.
That was spillover for my brother. He had crashed it so many times. My first car was that 89 Beretta GT. It was awesome. It was white. Although it had problems too. It wasn't it was so beautiful back then to me. It was great, but it wasn't much of a car, honestly.
My dad had a small little Saturn car, and it lasted him like 12 years. Like it was absurd how long it lasted. And it was the one where you got in, and the seatbelt was like on the door, and it would go in front of you, and you sat back, and it'd go, it would automatically buckle you in.
And nobody ever thought ever. If you open the door while that car's driving, you fell right out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
it was wild. But it lasted, I'm not kidding, I think 12 years.
I had a Saturn as well.
There still are Saturns on the road. Heck, they still look in good shape, too. I'm amazed at all the Saturns that are still on the road.
I think they do. I think they were one of the first that came out with the plastic body panels. I think that's why they look decently. I feel like towards the end when they came out with the Aura and the view that was their, they were kind of winding down on their quality. But the SL, SL1, SL2, I had the SL2. Those were bulletproof for a long time.
Dang, Leo threw out his first car was that 62 Chevy 2 stick shift.
All right, Leo.
You guys know how to drive a stick shift?
Leo and I were Nova guys.
I used to. If you had me drive right now, it's probably been 15 years. I did it in high school, so I don't know if I could right now, but I used to.
I know TMD does. Wasn't his van was your van a stick?
No, it was it was rare. It was I just got rid of, and I've been feeling bad.
I was going to kick that to you too.
Yeah, that was a tough one. But I got rid of my 1984 Volkswagen Vanagon, which it was a Westphalia, but it was an automatic. So yeah, those are nice to have, but they're not as comfortable, I think, for a family, because people like creature comforts these days. They like air conditioning. They like all the perks that you can get in a vehicle. But for me, I used to travel across the country, and to go over to California in the summer. I drove up to Maine. I went everywhere in it, across the states. I loved it, but I had to sell it last year, and it was a real sad day in my life. But maybe one day I'll get another one. Who knows?
And you had some. I mean, a sad day, but that thing needed some work. You had some headaches with that thing too, right?
Yeah, but I think you get to know it. It's like, I mean, once you spend some time with a vehicle like that, you get to really know it. And I felt like I really knew it well, where, I had some problems, I could work my way through just about anything. And I did. I mean, we did a family vacation with it, and it took us about 3 weeks to get across the country, but we plotted it out. It wasn't like we were, trying to get from point A to B. It was point A to B with all the points in between, and we had fun with it. But certainly we had some times where I couldn't get it started, and I had to be, I had to really dig into my own, I looked at YouTube videos, and I would just figure things out, and we made it. I mean, but that, like I said, I mean, you become very familiar with the vehicle, and you kind of know it. So I always felt I was becoming quite comfortable with it. But my family, they didn't like that. I mean, they didn't like, walking out from a restaurant and expecting to get back in the car, and all of a sudden click, 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 and you can't get it going again. Now, maybe 10 minutes later, I would get it going, and I'd figure something out, but it had some little tricks to it that I kind of worked my way through. So.
And that is like because I've seen it from the outside, but I never got into it or saw it from the inside. That's like an all-encompassing, almost like an RV, right? You had what was that?
It had a bed you could fold down at the bottom. You could push up the top of it, and then you would have this like a bed up in the upper portion too. So it would sleep four regular sized people pretty comfortably. It had a stove in it, a refrigerator in it, and it had of course the two bucket seats. It had a captain's type seat that was like a middle seat, they call it, and then it had a bench seat in the back. And so yeah, it would certainly it's an awesome vehicle. If you look it up, 1984 Westphalia, had a 4-cylinder 2.1. They normally come with a 1.9, but mine had a rebuilt 2.1 put in it. And so it was, I guess as far as engines go, and you say 4-cylinder, but it got me going. I mean, it would never really top out at people would blow by me pretty fast, but I could get it about 65, 70 miles an hour on the highway. It was pretty comfortable for me. But yeah, they were going across country. It was just so nice. You just pull it off into a rest area, go to sleep. I mean, when I'm with my family, obviously I can't do that. But when it was just me, it was very comfortable for me.
That's like our ultimate dream one day, is to have an RV and be able to just go and just sleep where we want. And I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right. What is your guys' favorite amusement park? For me, because I got to count Disney out. I can't count Disney as an amusement park. That's something that's next level. For me, gotta be, and I've been to all of them. I've been to Six Flags. I've been to Cedar Point. I gotta go Michigan Adventure. I grew up with a season pass. I could ride my bike there. Great water park. A little bit on the trashy side, a little bit on the entertaining and dangerous side, but I like that about it. So me, Michigan Adventure.
Cedar Point for me.
Yeah, and I'd agree with you, Cedar Point, as far as local.
Hershey Park was really cool. Yeah, we were planning on that. I know. I
was planning on it.
Hershey Park is fun. To go with kids, I love the Legolands down in Orlando, Legoland and Lakeland or wherever it is. That was cool. And it's all about whose eyes you're seeing it through, and Cedar Point would be wasted on younger kids, but we're getting there in our family. But as I remember as a kid, the one thing about Cedar Point is when you're driving up or riding a bus up and you see like that Millennium Force out in the distance, and then you see the Top Thrill Dragster Hill way out in the distance. And you're like, that's not real. What? That's something else. But no, so it kind of like looms above you and plays into your inner courage and stuff like that.
All right. Biggest celebrity, Gary says it was Dan C. For me, it's probably Michael Phelps. He swam at Michigan when I played water polo there. So I can't think of at the moment anybody bigger than Michael Phelps.
How about you, Todd?
I really haven't met too many big celebrities. I think I can't really offhand think of anybody, in all honesty. Maybe I'll think about it later on, but nobody's coming to mind right now.
Yeah, I don't have a big celeb story either. My uncle does books. I have met him. Not that I remember too much about it, but to say like introduce myself, this, what's up? I'm the mayor or Steve or whatever. No, I don't know. Maybe Dan. Maybe Dan's my biggest one.
Yeah.
I went to school with some famous people. Do you guys know the name Evan Peters?
I've heard the name. Yeah.
So he's an actor. He was on all the American Horror Stories. He was pretty big. You guys probably met some big celebrities from our school. Did you guys ever meet Mark Ingram?
Yeah.
I never met
him. He was in my class. I guguess he was in my class, if that counts.
So, yeah, you're Mark Ingram's teacher.
Yeah, for like 3 days.
3 days? Okay.
Yeah, I think he moved. He switched, but he was in there for a while. I think I believe he did have like a mustache in 8th grade.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not joking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a must. I've also met, I was really close with Gina Gall. She was from our school district. She was an Olympic runner, U of M runner, all that stuff. So a lot of athletes, but I can't think of anything bigger than and outside of the athlete world.
My mother-in-law met Mr. T on an elevator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it didn't go well. She's kind of a big personality, and you can imagine what he's like with my mother-in-law all up in his face.
She would hold back one bit.
Was he right?
Yeah, no. And Betsy actually, she's got a good story. She went out, was big Smashing Pumpkins fan, was waiting to get tickets outside of somewhere. She was in Champaign, Illinois, and Billy Corgan walked by, saw all these people waiting, and took them all out to IHOP for breakfast. So she had breakfast with her biggest favorite. It was like a huge thing for her.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it looks like this was a beautifully random stream. I loved all the questions and topics tonight. It's exactly what I needed. And looks like a lot of people are taking off and having to get ready for life. And I agree with them there. So, yeah, man, thank you guys for the questions, the random topics. This is, I think, more needed than ever because family time is so valuable and is the opportunity of a lifetime right now. But I also think like adult time and guy time is also valuable, and I'm missing that. I'm missing the the Wednesday streams. I'm missing meeting up with my moderators. I'm missing the opportunity to be a dude. Like you said, man, you're getting really close with your kids and there's a line there, right? There's something you can't cross. And I need stuff like this to be able to kind of cross that line.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Adam just said thanks for you guys doing this. Well, thank you for hanging out with us too, because as much as we would like to just talk, it really helps us to have your perspectives, your feet weighing in and taking us in different directions. It just really means a lot to me.
Yep.
Absolutely. Cool. TMD, any final words of wisdom since you are the elder statesman here?
I am starting to read. I don't know if you guys, I couldn't get Dan to do it, but he's not much of a reader. He'll read, he'll send us articles sometimes, but I
love articles. I read the heck out of studies.
Right. So I'm reading Of Beards and Men, which is by Christopher Oldsmith Moore, I believe is his name, Of Beards and Men. It's kind of like a history of beards. I've only gotten through one chapter so far, but it's interesting. I won't, pontificate on it too much, but maybe later in another stream we can talk about it sometime. But it's pretty good. It'd be probably a good guy. Like we should try to see if we can't get him on a stream someday. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be so cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to hear about it through you, TMD. And guys, thank you. I normally don't post videos on Saturday, but I have a video dropping at 7 a.m., guys. So less than 8 hours. It's one that's been highly demanded, and with some news that dropped tonight with recommendations and stuff. I'd actually had the video filmed already, but guess what? It was boom, on check, on point with what the CDC recommends and everything. So 7 a.m. or whenever you get up, check out my movie tomorrow morning, or my movie. See, this is what I'm talking about.
One step behind now.
I'm losing a step, guys. I'm losing a step. So check out my video at 7 a.m. And I'm excited to see you guys' comments. All right, guys. Have a good night. Get some sleep or not. It is your choice.